Question 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Matt Needle's take on the Inception film poster is what helps me create my own poster for my film Confined. I decided to take on a different form of film posters and make it more graphical and didn't use actual people. However, at the start of this process, I did use a silhouette of my main character, but changed the poster completely so it fit more closely with the plot of my film and for creative purposes. I was inspired by Matt's use of colours and graphical detail but simplistic nature within his posters. I didn't want there to be too much in the posters to draw audiences away from the main current theme of the film plot, which is the mind. This is a typical convention of psychological thriller film graphic posters, which use images to evoke a connection to the mind, because of the psychological nature of films. This is where I, similar to Needle, used the idea of a maze in the mind of my character. Despite the inspiration poster clearly using the male silhouette, I decided to take a different route and just illustrated a picture of a brain and put the outline of a maze inside the brain. This gives audiences more work to do. Not only do they have to figure out the gender of the main character, but also why their mind is in a maze. Another aspect of the inspiration poster that I have used in my own is how the maze covers the whole head of the silhouette, or in my case, the whole brain. This forms the idea that the whole mind is to be looked at and is the cause of the disruption in the equilibrium and develops the narrative of the poster. Whilst my inspiration poster is clearly more focused on the actual image of the poster, I decided to focus on the tagline. Previously, it was "Prison is always physical," alluding to the idea that you can be imprisoned in your mind, but it changed to "Escape before you die." This tagline is extremely focused on because it only includes 4 words, which makes it sharp and direct to the audience, especially the word "you." This makes the audience more involved because it is directly referring to them. It also challenges the previous perceptions of the film that they may have had. For example, they may have thought that the only problem was how the mind is made, but now they have to think about whether or not the mind can heal you, and how does one escape from their mind. Unlike my inspiration poster, which is just a graphic note to an actual film, I stuck to the conventional genuine film posters with the incorporation of film credits and production companies. I also added social media connections to create a sense of authenticity within my poster. A current trend within film posters is that the masthead or title of the film is centered at the bottom third of the page. I have subverted against this convention trend and placed mine at the top of the page so the audience can create a journey whilst looking at the poster. The title is clear at the top, and then the image which links back to the title of the movie, and then the tagline which gives kind of a description to the plot of the actual trailer or film. The font of the title was chosen particularly because it captures the essence of thrillers with its jagged edges and roughness, which could connote how rough the mind is and how dangerous confinement is. Most film posters have a specific colour scheme, either 3 or 2 colours. My inspiration poster went with 2 and I went with 3, to draw attention to key aspects of the poster such as the title, tagline and release date. While most psychological thriller posters usually have dark colours within their posters, I added white to balance out the dark and light side of the mind and to suggest a kind of innocence to the character. I also put on a grunge and distorted effect on the poster to give it a more rugged look and connect to this idea of deformation within the brain, and to add more effect to the graphic, cool nature of my film. Total Films uses a gun to show emotional settings and link to the action genre and themes within their specific film. I use body language and hand gestures. I had my subject touch their face in a thinking and daydream-like expression to connect the themes of the mind and what people are actually thinking. Usually magazines are taken in a long shot, but I use them in short to establish the subject as the main character, and so readers can focus on expression and body language rather than the whole appearance of the subject. Instead, I have a few mistakes to put into the typical film magazines. Companies such as Total Film and Empire use banners with film stills inside them, which I've also added to create a more cohesive look to my film magazine, because it didn't draw attention away from the main focus of the front cover, which was the main image. It also added a sense of authenticity to my film magazine and made it look more realistic and professional. The cover line in Total Film overlaps the subject, which I have incorporated within my own front cover. I do have more text in my cover line than my inspirational cover does, but it is only on 1/3 of the subject's body, so it doesn't cover the whole subject and draw detail away. It was also a suitable position of the cover line, so it matched guideline-wise with the cell lines above. There was also a use of skylines within the front covers, which I replicated, but instead of suggesting which films to see, I put the names of actors instead. I did this to show a range of actors which could have been mentioned within my magazine, and because of creative purposes. I wanted to show that actors are important.